together with Earle Sports Bets. Yeah, the twins, they be checking in, stacking up. Green is the scene that you're stepping in. Winning is a trend, and we stay making dollars. Nerd talk with the sports bet scholars. Yeah. It's R.I.P. to the bookies. R.I.P. to the bookies. R.I.P. to the bookies. R.I.P. to the bookies.
We are live. Welcome back to another edition of the Earle Sports Bet Show. My name is Nicholas Earle. Just going to be yours truly today for a quick two-game slate, one in the MLB, one in the NFL, and kind of leads us to a question because I believe the DSs start on Saturday. So I don't think we're not going to have any baseball tomorrow. So that's going to be interesting. I don't know if we're going to have a show tomorrow. So there is that. But we have Game 3 of the National League Wildcard Series between the Brewers and the Mets to talk about. We have Thursday Night Football to talk about. But first, we'll recap yesterday. It sucked. I went 2-5 overall, down 3.49 units. Started off with losing a bunch of my futures. Astros -1 was a loser. That was really frustrating. They took a lead in the 7th inning and then gave it right back in the 8th. Just annoying there. Lost the +155 for the Astros to win the series. Lost them to win the pennant. Lost them to win the World Series. So that one really, really hurt. The only game that went right for me yesterday was taking some more unders in the Orioles games. I took the first 5 under 4, the full game under 7.5. If you took the first 5 under 4 and stretched it out to the full 2-game series, you would have pushed. There was 4 runs combined between the two teams in that series. And now the Royals go ahead and play the Yankees. There is no excuse for the New York Yankees now this year. On a path potentially to the World Series, you get the Royals, Cleveland, or Detroit. There is no excuse why the New York Yankees shouldn't be in the World Series this year at all. Which we'll talk about the ALDS Game 1 on Friday. But then it followed up with a loss with the Mets on the money line. I probably would not have bet it if I saw the line movement. I bet it the night before. And I knew once that line swung from dog to favorite for the Brewers that the Mets were screwed. They had a 3-1 lead in that game. They had a 3-2 lead heading into the bottom of the 8th. They were 6 outs away of punching their ticket. And now they're on the verge of elimination. So kind of sucks. At the end of the day, though, when you look at it from the Mets, they're playing with house money right now. Preseason, they had a 28% chance of making the playoffs. At one point, it was 9.2. Nobody expected them to make it this far. They're playing with house money. It's still a successful year at this point, but it's still going to hurt when most likely they lose tonight. Because I grew up with the Mets. I know nothing but pain, so I fully expect the Brewers to take care of business tonight. Just because the Mets are, I don't know. It's just frustrating. I did bet that game. I did not bet a side. I bet a total in that game. We'll get into that. And then the double up loser, that was just a pure wrong read. I should have just gone back to the Padres for game 2. Instead, I went with the first 5 in the full game under, and the game finished. And it was 5-1 in the second. Game finished 5-4. So frustrating there. Padres' future does move on, though, which is nice. I'm 7 wins away from 16-1 on the pennant future. I'm 11 wins away from the World Series future. They play the Dodgers next. That's going to be a hell of a series. I can't wait to talk about that one on Friday as well. But we'll head over to the chat, where I'm assuming there's a lot of stuff there. And, yeah, let's get into it. Brewers money line, yep. Astros money line, and the first 5 did not cash. Yeah, Padres did, though. 2-2 on the day, still up. Padres had a boost on Hard Rock. There you go. Baltimore never stood a chance versus the Royals. They looked horrible. Their only run they scored was on a home run by Anthony Santander. What's good? Stop Gio. ESB, Mets first to score, the first 5 under. I did move on the first 5 under 4 in that game. That's what I did move there. Went 3-1, a lot better than my 0-4 on Sunday or on Tuesday. Cool. It was a struggle yesterday. Went 2-2, Tigers and Padres. Hola, what's good, Markel? The Mets are getting all these primetime games lately. Numbers strongly favor Brewers, but I'm still not confident the numbers mean anything. Both NFL and MLB serious coin flips tonight. Yeah. I get that. I wanted to bet Detroit so badly yesterday. They barely got, fair. Sabres upset tonight. That's tomorrow. It's tomorrow afternoon, and I believe I will be on the Sabres tomorrow for the for the regular season opener, which we finally get some regular season hockey. That the markets are pointing towards Buffalo being a very live dog in that game. So I'll probably look to bet Buffalo, honestly. I think that is going to be I think that's worth a look. Detroit is the real team of destiny. They sure feel like it. My worry is, are they going to be way too public against Cleveland? Bye-bye Mets. Probably, because I can't have anything nice in my life. Probably. Motor City Kitties to score first. The line move for sure has caused concern for me. As usual, I lose when this happens. Need to just buy out. Yeah. I think Alonso and Lindor break out the bats. I sure as hell hope so. Sabres are playing tonight, aren't they? In Europe, they play tomorrow, 1:00. They play tomorrow. Mets prove my point. They fold like lawn chairs, and that's why I can't bet them. Then don't bet them. Please bet against them. Then, if you have such a bad history with them, bet against it, please. Sabres play tomorrow, first NHL game. I think they'll start 1-0. Baltimore so overrated. Baltimore sucks. I think I'm going to lay off the side and just pick a few bats to hit. That's fair. Thankfully, 446 isn't here. Yeah, I'm shocked. I thought this would be the absolute perfect time for him to want to be here. Sabres aren't the Sabres on Saturday? I believe they are. They play it back-to-back. So I'm going to probably take Buffalo game 1 and then turn around and take New Jersey game 2. It's kind of the way I want to do it. Pick the Czechia players to score. Fair. Vikings, I'm probably going to be on the opposite side of that. I need to take a deeper look, but I have a feeling that Minnesota is going to be massively public, and I want nothing to do with that. I told you, and okay, I don't give a fuck. Where's the day you said Braves first 5? Yeah, I don't remember. I think the Mets will win. I hope they do. I don't think they will. I bet you don't. I am fading the Vikings this week. I fully am planning on doing the same thing. And we'll talk about that we might talk about that tomorrow. That might be something, either that or we just do a free pick video on it or something, because that game will not be available to cap on. It's the early morning game. It won't be available on Sunday to cap. So we probably will either end the show on Sunday with the Jets Vikings game, or on Saturday, something along those lines. But let's get into some postseason baseball. New York Mets and the Milwaukee Brewers. Brewers are -125, total 7.5 in this game. Let's get into it. This line opened up at a -115. It's now a -127. So we have a 12-cent line movement here towards the Milwaukee Brewers. Line opened up at an 8 at even money. It's down to a 7.5 at +103. So we even moved towards the under here as well. We have 71% of tickets and 89% of the cash is on the Brewers. So the public is on the Brewers and the line moving towards them. I guess that makes sense with all the money on them. The line movement does make sense there. 28% of the tickets and 50% of the cash is on the under. The line is moving towards the under in this one here. We have Tobias Myers and Jose Quintana. And if the Mets want any of their pitchers on the mound, based on recent form the last few weeks or the last 30 days, Jose Quintana has got to be that guy. a .72 ERA, a .84 WHIP, 8.28 strikeouts per nine, which is 25%, 2.16 walks per nine, a 238 BABIP, a 205 FIP, and a 3.21 SIERA. On the flip side, Tobias Myers has been good too. 3.03 ERA, 1.35 WHIP, 10.01 strikeouts per nine, which is 26%, 2.43 walks per nine, a 341 BABIP, a 307 FIP, and a 3.56 SIERA. The bullpen edge does go towards Milwaukee. Hitting edge goes towards the Mets. 89 WRC plus, which is 19th, compared to 87, which is 18th. I have moved on the first 5 under 4 in this game at -110. I look for Quintana to come out here and pitch well. Now, I would be careful with any type of pitcher props. I kind of want to see what this is. They have his outs at 15.5 juice versus the under for Quintana. And Tobias Myers, I'm trying to find Tobias Myers' numbers here. There we go. His outs are not available. So we don't know what to expect from Tobias Myers. I'm assuming short hooks and a lot of bullpen in this game, which the Brewers did go through some bullpen yesterday, trying to lock down a must-win game in that one there. As for the Mets, Phil Maton won't be available. Other than that, maybe Ryan Stanek's not available. He threw 11 yesterday and 14 on Tuesday. Reed Garrett threw 12 yesterday. He'll be available. Edwin Diaz will be available. Brazoban will be available. Ottavino will be available. DeYoung will be available. Basically, if you have an arm in the bullpen, you're probably available. And that's not even including David Peterson's probably available for this game as well. If Jose Quintana gets yanked early, they can throw Peterson in there for 3 innings. Probably Buto. I mean, he can go an inning or 2. Like, this is all hands on deck. I think the only one that will not be available is Phil Maton, which is totally fine by me. For the Brewers, they've used Payams back-to-back days. He's thrown 31 pitches. It's a do-or-die game, and you have a couple days off. I'm assuming he'll be available. Trevor McGill threw 22 yesterday. He'll be available. Everybody will be available in the Brewers bullpen. Basically, everybody will be available in the Mets bullpen. It could be a full game over as well, but in these do-or-die games, I really don't want to mess with the full game. I will mess with just the first 5 in this one here, and then sweat the rest out as a fan. I'm on the first 5 under 4 in this one at -110 between the Mets and the Brewers in do-or-die game here. Let's see. Yep. I'm doubling down on the Minnesota Vikings. I think so too. Padres versus Dodgers is going to be wild. I'm really looking. That was exactly what I was expecting the NLDS to be. I want it to be 2 really fun. Like if we look at the NLDS, we get 2 really good rivalry matchups with Padres, Dodgers, and Mets, Phillies. That sounds way more interesting than Brewers, Phillies. Like I think if you're Major League Baseball and you want ratings, the Mets win this game. If you want ratings, you don't want the Brewers if you're baseball. So Mets, Vikings are 4-0. Good for them. They are hot, but they got to cool down eventually. That game in London too. Yeah. I think I'm on the Mets. What Mets player props are we betting on? I like the under in this game, so I don't know. I don't know. I won't be a washed up has been like Rodgers. He's on a terrible Jets team. The problem, yeah. Lindor, Alvarez, Adames, Brew Crew, Mets smash Oscar Myers Wiener today. I hope. Brewers is the Mets drunk stepdad. Good for them. Do the Mets have another starter ready if needed? David Peterson. Sterling Marte over 1.5 hits, runs, and RBIs. Morning. Brewers money line. This team is clutch. Nimmo, Lindor. As an Orioles fan, I got flashbacks from 2014 being swept by the Royals. I think every single time the Royals have made the playoffs, they have gone to the World Series. They've been to the playoffs, I think, three times since 85. And they've made the World Series all 3 times. Lindor plus 300 home run. Heart and soul of the Mets. They walked him twice yesterday, and he had a sac fly. So he had an RBI, and he got on base multiple times. If only they wanted to pitch to him more and allow him to, maybe get a hit. Nerfy and Mets first 5. I think I like the over. Everyone is betting the first 500. Not everybody. I mean, 72% of the tickets are on the over. So Brewers money line and over 7.5. If the Vikings are so hot, then why are they only favored by 2.5? They should be favored by more. I agree. Charlotte plus 8.5. You just want to piss me off today, don't you? Under for Jets Vikings. I wouldn't double down on the Vikings. I wouldn't either on Vikings minus 2.5. Dodgers and Padres is probably going to have so many batter prop parlays coming for me. There you go. Sometimes you can't. What? I don't know. JETS, such a Vikings letdown spot. I agree. Drewski, sometimes you can't overthink it. Yeah. Anything for the CFL this week? Just looking at overs again. Yeah, kind of. I really don't have too much for a side. Maybe take a small shot with Hamilton. Maybe take a small shot with Edmonton. But other than that, it's the over. Overs for me probably on most of those games. The Mets are hitting. They're being aggressive. I expect them to hit. Yeah, and they also went 2 for 11 with runners in scoring position and left 9 on base yesterday. So they had their opportunities to expand, and I knew once they didn't that they were screwed. So the big thing is, will they be able to capitalize with runners in scoring position, which they did earlier in the game and they failed to do later. So we'll move on away from baseball and on to the NFL. We have a battle in the NFC South for this matchup here. The Atlanta Falcons and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. The Falcons are 1.5 point favorites with a total of 43.5 in this game. I'm getting up the line history now. Let's get the cash flow where we have. Let's take a look at the money line. 25% of the tickets and 60% of the cash is on the Buccaneers on the money line. And I mean, the money line is the only spot I'm really looking in this game because 1.5 either way. Then we have 80% of the tickets and 67% of the cash on the over. Lines moved, I believe, towards the over in this game here. Let's take a look at it. This line opened up with the Falcons around 2.5, 3 juice towards the Bucks, but then 2.5, and now it's down to a 1.5. So the lines moved towards these Buccaneers. Line opened up at a 43.5, and it's still 43.5. So really no line movement there. And when we take a look at these two teams, the Buccaneers are a team I like to back as a dog. So far this year, 2-0 straight up in ATS as a dog. We backed them last week after a bad loss against the Broncos. They bounced back and beat the Eagles 33-16. On the flip side, we have the Falcons, where their 2 wins this year are by a combined 3 points. So maybe taking the 1.5 is worth it with the Buccaneers if you so please. I got plus 105 with Tampa Bay in this game. Their only losses are to a Pittsburgh team that just lost their first game last week and the Kansas City Chiefs, which are the Kansas City Chiefs. And on the flip side, we have Buccaneers team that's beaten the Eagles and the Lions. So I think the wrong team's favored in this game. And I like Tampa Bay in this spot. I took the plus money with them, plus 105. And I'm rolling with that. So Buccaneers plus 105 for me. I lean kind of towards the over in this game a little bit as well, but I'm more interested in just the side, Tampa Bay for me. Let's see. Mets need pitching, hitting, and power. Yeah. That's a nice bit of information. KC versus who from the NL World Series matchup. Nothing crazy. I would take a shot with the Padres. Padres would be the team I would take a shot with. Baker is him. Bucks money line. Sam Houston minus 9.5. I'm on UTEP. I got 10.5 with the Miners on the other side there. I'm fading Sam Houston off of their massive upset win where they got outgained against Texas State. They really didn't deserve to win that game, and they squeaked it out. So I think this is a little bit of a regression spot for the Sam Houston Bearcats. I took the points with UTEP in that game. Bucks plus 105. Wait, are you going to be betting NBA this year? I know last year you wasn't really betting them. Yes, I will be betting the NBA. I will be betting the NBA. I'll dive deeper into it this year. Yeah. Brewers only winning from the long ball. Mets need a ground ball specialist as Lindor is a good shortstop. Yeah. Godwin over 69.5 receiving yards and touchdown. I like it. Buccaneers and coup props. Fair. Bucks and Mets, only single bets. Fair. I'm going to go first half Falcons. I'm taking Atlanta after their Braves get swept. I just like taking teams that need a lift up their spirit. I can care less about that angle. Go for it, but I can care less. Cousins and Mayfield interceptions. Vegas begging for Falcons money. You like the Brewers minus 130. I'm on the under. I'm on the first 5 under 4. And that's the only thing I bet in that game. So, who's the Bucks running back? That would be White, Irving. They really don't have too much of a running game. Tampa Bay, but that is. I bet San Diego plus 400 to win the NL. Yes, I got I got him a while ago at 16 to 1 to win the National League, and I had 35 to 1 to win the World Series. I bet that on July 28th. July 28th. So, yeah, I'm on Atlanta. Good luck. But that is the full card for today. It's a small card today. It's just the one playoff game and football, which it's going to be more like this. Tomorrow we'll have a hockey game to talk about. So yeah, we will do a show tomorrow because there's hockey. Maybe I might throw some college football in there. We'll see. But really, it's might only be the only pro game tomorrow is hockey. Maybe I might throw CFL in there. We could talk some CFL potentially. But yeah. I'm back to the chat. Who's your future for World Series winner? I've got the Padres. 16 to 1, 35 to 1. Are you sure there is hockey tomorrow? Yes, I am currently looking at the line here between the Buffalo Sabres and the New Jersey Devils for tomorrow at 1:08 p.m. Yes, this is a regular season game. Where's Tim A? He's traveling. Tim will be back tomorrow. Yes, he will be. But that is everything for today's games. Want to thank you guys, as always, for watching. I know, short show, but only 2 games to go over. So there's that. But that is everything for today's games. Want to thank you guys, as always, for watching. We'll catch you guys same time, same place tomorrow for another edition of the Earle Sports Bet Show. Good luck, guys.